In this video, we will look at how to do some visualizations for the data that we have read from a data file. Now, we have already seen how to do visualizations for data that we have hard-coded. So the only difference is instead of using hard-coded data, we are using the data read from a data file. So it's really quite straightforward. But we have to be careful about the type of data that is read, whether it is numeric data or text data. So we will start with this code for reading the data, and then having read the data, then we'll do the visualizations. So let's run this one line at a time. Import CSV, declare a variable called months, declare a variable called rainfall, and then we'll select this entire block and run it once. And then we will close the file and let's print the months and let's print the rainfall. Now let's look at the data. January, February, March is fine. It's a text. But let's look at rainfall. 10, 20, 15. Now these values are appearing within single quotes. What that means is this 10 is being read as a text data, not as numeric data. So when we plot this data, 10 will not have any numerical value. It will just have a label value of 10. So that will not be a good graph. Let's look at it. Let's look at how this will plot, and we will clearly see that it's not correct, and then we'll fix it. So that's one thing you have to be careful about when you read the data. You want to make sure you have read it correctly. Otherwise, you will not get the correct plot. So what's the code to do visualizations? You have to import matplotlib and pyplot as plt, and then we'll say plt.plot. So we can say months and rainfall, and plt.show. Okay, so we have already read the data, so we can run import and then plot. Look at this. Look at the y-axis, 10, 20, 15, 12, 24. That's because the data was 10, 20, 15, 12, 24, and so on. So this is not the graph we are looking for. This is not the right graph because the y-axis is not numeric. 10 is a label, 20 is a label, 15 is a label. There's no numeric value here. So how do we fix this problem? Well, when we are reading rainfall from each row of CSV reader, we can say read it as an integer. So we will say int each row. So this reads the data as an integer. So let's start again. We will initialize the month variable and the rainfall variable, and this time we'll read it. Now we can close the file, print months, print rainfall. See, this time, because we read it as an integer, 10, 20, 15 are not within single quotes. They're appearing as integers. So now if we plot, that's the plot we're looking for. On the y-axis, you have numerical values 0 to 25. Okay. Now you can do plt.bar months, rainfall. So if you run this, there's a bar chart. By the way, in Python, what appears as bar chart is what we learned as column chart. We learned that bar charts are horizontal and column charts are vertical. But Python calls a column chart a bar chart. Then we can also do a pie chart, plt.pie. What about pie charts? plt.pie. So rainfall will appear first, and then labels equals months. So let's run this pie chart for the 12 months. So that's the end of this video. In this video, we learned how to plot some visualizations from the data read from a data file, and we learned that it's important to make sure we are reading the data in the right format using the right data types. I'm going to save this file as plotting visualizations from data read from data file.